Hi, would you consider yourself a creative person? Would you consider yourself to be someone who has a lot of potential in art? Do you think of yourself as having new ideas on a daily basis and nothing to show for it? Yeah. So, what does overproduce and cull mean? You clicked on this video and acknowledge you for it. It's about creating more than you consume. So here are the three things that we're going to cover in the video. One, what is the best strategy for somebody who is open to new experiences or slash creative? What is stopping, how to beat procrastination when doing creative work? And number three, uh, what uh, what is a mindset you got to keep as you keep going forward? I suppose the mindset thing should come first, but hey, we are winging it. So let's just go ahead and do that. Right. So I have been struggling with producing content for quite a while now. So doing YouTube videos has been like something that I wanted to do since 2018, and I'm a few years too late. But hey, I'm getting on top of things right now, aren't I? So why do I care that creative people are not creating? Because I'm one of the people who are creating. So one of the things that I have heard from a mentor of mine is that success is achieved when you produce more than you consume. So if you're a creator, right, if you feel like you're not fulfilling on your full potential, it's probably because you're not creating as much as you consume. It's very easy for a creator or a creative type to feel that he or she is not wasting their time, because every time you go to YouTube, everything seems relevant to your life for some reason. Like, oh, you want to like know how they do basket weaving over in some remote place, or do you want to know how people do ice sculptures in the Sahara Desert and whatnot? So, like, there are these things that you would want to know, and your curiosity would be endless. And however, sometimes there are days when you have nothing to show for it. Therefore, here's what I bring to you: a strategy: overproduce and cull. So what does that mean? Something that the Canadian psychiatrist Dr. Jordan B. Peterson was talking about with one of on a podcast with like a music composer, a classical music composer, and in that he was talking about how your creative products may not be deemed valuable by most people. I mean, it's almost accurate. If a critic keeps saying that whatever you are drawing, it's not gonna make nobody's gonna like it. It is kind of accurate based on the past, because that's one of the things about creativity, that it's like a high risk but substantially high reward venture. Like you keep risking your time and your effort to make something, but you don't know if you'll get the result or not. So as I was saying about high risk high reward, is there a way where you not only can you silence your inner critic, the thing that goes blah 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 when you're like making stuff up? Like when I'm creating this video, my inner critic is going like, nobody is gonna watch this. So that's the whole thing that the inner critic does. It like I know, like I have some awareness that I'm this is my 22nd 23rd video, and it may not reach YouTube ranking system, and that's how YouTube works. Like that's how YouTube has worked for other YouTube professionals. The YouTube creators. I don't know if we can call them professionals. Professionals in like a title. Regardless, I digress. Overproduce and cull. So what does that mean? So you take the high risk, high reward venture of doing a creative work, and you take the overproduce and cull bit of the strategy. So to mitigate the high risk, you overproduce on something, and whatever doesn't work, you cull it. Like cull is like remove, like kill your darlings in writing parlance. So what would be a better strategy than procrastinating most of the time is that you don't care about the quality of your work, and you pick a direction and you go forward towards it and keep testing. So this comes from, again, from the human centric Design by Don Norman, Design of Everything. I shall keep bringing up this book again and again because it's like my Bible for my future ventures. So human-centric design goes from observation, idea generation to prototyping and testing. So you gotta keep having your ideas put to the test. Keep putting it out there. Like keep throwing that ball until it sticks in that wall. Like yeah, you keep throwing it until it sticks. That's like a metaphor or a figure of speech. So, but there is like a criticism on diversifying your resources. So, of course, like this is how the economy and people from 70s onwards, they have this mindset that the best way, it's like indefinite optimism. You don't know where you're going, so we might as well play it safe and keep our eggs in multiple baskets so that one of them is gonna work. So here you are like trying to mitigate risk by um, like mitigating risk by putting it in multiple streams of investment. I shall argue that based on whatever Peter Thiel was talking about in his book Zero to One, that you pick the 20% of your interest that you have right now and focus on them for 90 days. For instance, if you are interested about, let's just say, nuclear physics. Okay, I'm just gonna pick that up because it came into my mind. So nuclear physics. If you are crazy about nuclear physics and you are not, you want to create something about nuclear physics, and at the same time you have other interests going around. Like if you feel like nuclear physics is gonna give you something interesting as an artist, and that pursuing that and displaying it in a new format, like making videos about nuclear physics. Like they recently found out a new way to do nuclear fusion. There was more evidence about it. So hey, like if you can do science communication with that, then there is some way that people who are crazy about nuclear physics will find out that some artist is making content about this, so they might come to you. On the other hand, like you what you can do is focus on that and keep going and making content towards it, and overproduce it, like overproduce more than necessary, like obsess about it for 90 days, test it out. If that doesn't work, next 90 days pick something new. Like you keep testing, keep prototyping, and it's not that you're just gonna be like the guy who does nuclear physics after a while. Like there are new things that will open up to you. Like even like check all of these people on YouTube. First, they started with something and they go off and dive. They explore a lot of things, like these creative open to new experiences kind of people. And the mindset that you gotta employ to beat procrastination is persistent perfectionism prevents production. That's why you procrastinate. You want it to be perfect, and I get that sentiment. Like even I want my videos to have these crazy editing styles. Like you'll have my name like whoosh through like from the bottom of the screen, and each time I give you like a case study, the video would go off, and there would be like the videos of some guys doing the thing that I was like giving the case study about, or showing some pictures and data visualization and so on and so forth. I wanted to be perfect, but at the moment, the time that I'm spending on putting up YouTube videos and the time that I spend on doing the other stuff on my schedule, it's like it won't match. There's a clash there, and I find video editing far too tedious to engage in it on a daily basis. But going live on YouTube and posting videos like this, piece of cake. So I'm gonna keep doing this. It's certainly not perfect. I wouldn't watch my videos probably, but there must be some kind soul out there who watches them. But like I need to keep making my videos better. I feel embarrassed about my videos because it's not up to my standards. But in a way, I remember some entrepreneurs saying that if you're not embarrassed by your first product, then you have shipped too late. So hey, here we go. Like I already shipped my product. Like I don't get returns from it. I don't know. So overproduce and cull, abandon perfectionism, and finally the mindset that you gotta like employ for this. See, creative people, right? We love to make art. Okay, like we love to explore things, and how we make art is how we express ourselves. It feels damn good. Okay, like the flow state. That's what you're looking for. Sometimes when you're drawing, like you're just in the zone, right? You come up with something really good, and you're like surprised. Hey, where did this come from? And all that. However, what I've noticed after like posting 260 days of consecutive art on Instagram is that the art which I thought would bring me the most acknowledgement did not bring me most acknowledgement, because I was feeling really good on making that art. It was mostly self indulgence of my self expression. I was feeling happy, but it was not for the other people, not for my audience. Maybe I'm not connected with the kind of audience which would like the content that I'm posting right now. But I have the content that I have, right? I mean, I have the audience that I have, and I have the content that I have. Therefore, a mindset for this would be, rather than getting into creative expression of your own thing, which you will get an opportunity to express in the future. It's totally fine if you are starting out like that. You need to set up a habit by just doing what you can, right? But once you reach a threshold of like 250 days of 1000 days of art, I think the focus should be of what the audience want. Like, what would the audience feel like watching from your content? And it would seem like it does not mean that you sacrifice your own interests and your own calling. It's basically you pick some focus point, like a niche, or you go from a macro niche, like you pick a area for yourself on the market, and you keep going deeper and deeper. Like, this is a very analytical way of looking at your art. However, like this, it might serve you well to gather an audience to see what kind of stuff that you're doing in your art. And it may work for you, it may not. Take my whatever I post with a grain of salt, because this is me discovering for myself, and these are mostly like my research notes that I can myself refer back to and see, like, from where I was to where I end up being in the end of this journey. So more like this will be coming. There'll probably be, my focus will be on the nature of creativity and creating habits to like hit that target. So mostly of that nature of videos. And as always, I'll be posting stuff on Instagram. Check out my Instagram handle at the Mohit Impact. That's where I post my art, and I post my essays on Medium.com. So that's the thing. I'm like focusing on these three things to improve on three separate things, like so that they converge in the end. So you can choose multiple things to focus on as long as they are focused, in the laser way, like the three laser points. So for my creative things, I have chosen like writing essays, coming up with videos, and making animations. Like, as of now, they're just static images, but they're slowly I'm gaining animation capabilities. Put them up together, and I'll be having animated video essays with backed by research, with the writing capabilities that I will develop soon enough. So I suppose that's about it for today, and I shall see you tomorrow. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.